Hey, all, Brad here with another video. On the bench today, I've got a Joust board set. Customer Anthony of mine sent in the Joust set and Robotron. He had bought from somebody and just have them shipped directly to me. Basically, he wanted me to go through, refurbish them, restore them, whatever, if you want to use that term. Basically, I strip them down, go through and replace all the stuff that I normally do, and I'll go over that. And then I get them on the bench. And if they're working great, if not, then I fix whatever's wrong with them, and I make sure that when I send them back to the customer, they're in good working order, and I'm confident that leaving the shop, everything is rock solid with them. So let me switch over to the bench cam. I'll go over what we did here. We'll do a little gameplay and wrap this video up. I do have the Robotron set done as well, so I'll probably do a video right after I finish this one. So let's switch over. I'll try to go easy on the camera moves here a little bit. So here's the soundboard. Um, no big smoking gun here. This was originally from the Joust. It's got ROM 4 on it. This is a 2532 4K EEPROM. Got all new electrolytic capacitors on it. I did have to change out the 10 microfarad here, the coupling for the audio AC coupling capacitor with the tantalum. I've got the tantalum here, tantalum back here for the decoupling on the CPU. 6808. We've got another tantalum here. I do pull the screws out of the audio amplifier between the heatsink and put new compound in. Same thing with the 7805 voltage regulator. Pull the screw out, put new heatsink compound, make sure everything's tight. I do pull the fuses and clean the ends of them with the 3M Scotch Brite pad, the red one, kind of maroon colored. And then I do squeeze these little friction terminals here to make sure that the fuse goes in real tight and is held securely. Got all new Molex headers with square pins. This one, the original volume pot and harness was sent in, so I made sure I cleaned that up and tested it with the game board as well. So it's solid. And again, I do return all the old parts to the customer. So here's the majority of the parts. There was one battery holder for the double A's that I didn't put in here just because I had already started using this bag and it was pretty trashed. And but all the ribbon cables and Molex headers and caps, and there's a that's another part I did change on the soundboard is the bridge rectifier here, and then of course all the caps in there and whatnot. So moving down, here's the ROM board. This is running yellow ROM set for Joust, which is one of the earlier ones. These have 2532s. These are 4K EEPROMs as well. Later on, they call these the A version. Later they went to the B version, which is the 2732s. Same memory arrangement. They're both 4K, but there's a jumper setting you have to move here to switch out the address line and the chip select between the 2532 and the 2732. I did pull all the socketed chips here, both of the blitters, the special chips here, and all of the EPROMs, clean, straightened the legs, cleaned up the entire board. Got new filter caps here, Nichicons, new power input, and controls from the control panel for the diagnostic switches and coin slots. And then this header here goes out to drive the soundboard. All those headers are new as well. New ribbon cable, 3M connector on it. I build these myself in shop. IO board, aka widget, got a new ribbon cable that I built, Nichicon filter cap for the 5 volts, and then two new 10-pin Molex headers with the square pins. And of course, these have all been cleaned up and kind of polished up. I use a little, I think I've showed this before, but I have one of these little kind of cloths here. Original one I had was from for cleaning guns. It's impregnated with silicone, and there's just very trace amounts in it. So it's not like it's all slimy when you're done. Just enough to kind of remove any surface dirt and leave a nice little shine behind. If the boards are really bad, I do give them a simple green bath, but these ones were pretty good, so I didn't have to do that on this. MPU here. This is a Rev C board, which is actually my favorite board that Williams made for these games. The Rev B board, the Rev C board, and the Rev D board will all work with Joust. The Rev B was kind of a carryover from Stargate and had some bodge wires on it to fix an inversion that drives the blitters for the BA/BS line. And then Rev C, they added a couple things. They added some pull-up resistors here on one of the buffers, and What else did they do here? There was some caps on Rev B for these three muxers here, and they ended up moving those down here. They were just kind of on the outside of the board. A few other things they did on this, but the area here is just real clean. We've got new caps, new Molex header. We've got the new Zener diode I put in, 4.7 volts for the soft start. Got a new 22 microfarad tantalum here as well for the soft start. New Molex header here on the connector. This one is for the interlock switch. This protects the CMOS RAM high memory when the door is closed, a coin door. And then this is the 7-pin header that goes out to drive the CRT, the monitor. So you've got RGB, red, green, blue, ground, and then your vertical and horizontal sync pins there. The last one on Williams here is actually a composite. It's these two combined. I have a custom board that I like to run on my bench, and I also like to test them to make sure the horizontal and vertical outputs are working. So that's why I'm running them here. For a while on my bench, I just ran composite to my CGA to VGA converter, but now I take both outputs because I had one time where I sent a board out after repairing it, worked fine. The customer wouldn't display on his CRT, which takes both the H and V. And so I had him send it back, and sure enough, I think the horizontal output on the driver was bad, and I didn't detect that. So now I tested fully. On this board, I did put a new battery holder. I took the old one off for the AA's, and I fill in the little holes and clean it up, and I connect the ground here with a little tiny jumper on the back side of the board. That connects the negative side of the battery to ground, and then the plus just goes over and feeds through a diode. And again, this is for the CMOS RAM. This is CR2450. I think I've mentioned before, but the 24 and the 2450 indicates 24 millimeter diameter, and the 50 at the end is actually 5.0 millimeters. So so that defines the dimensions on the battery. So a CR2032, for instance, would be 20 millimeter diameter, 3.2 millimeters in thickness. So everything on the board was good. I think, had one bad RAM stick on this. I went through and pulled them all, cleaned them up. I pulled the decoders off here, the video decoders, and the 6809E CPU, straightened, cleaned the legs. No big smoking gun on this board. Everything was pretty good. Once I put it all back together, it fired right up. So with that, we will switch over and do a little gameplay. Let me, actually, I had the board running. Okay. You're just seeing some artifacts on the screen there. So here's my little remote control, and I'll start the board. So there's the rug carpet pattern, testing the RAM. The EEPROMs have already been tested. The checksums are all good. All systems go. And you can see she goes right into a track. I'll mention this. I have the ability to load up the CMOS contents, and I have an image from one where Lonnie McDonald, he's the Joust master. He traveled the country playing games on location at people's houses, and he rolled them over, usually signed the marquee and stuff. So you can see on that high score, this is a board I received to me to repair. It actually had an NV RAM module, non-volatile CMOS, so it didn't need a battery, and it had that score in there, and the customer wanted me to back it up. He really liked having that. He was afraid if that NV module failed or whatever, he would lose that. So I was able to back that up with the tool I use here, FPGA cat box, store it on a hard drive, which is actually on my Google Drive. And so anytime and then I reached out to Lonnie and I said, hey, I have a customer that wants to do this. Would you be okay if I put this on other customers' board that would be interested in it, even though you didn't play it? And he said, yeah, that would be great, fine. So I've done that for a few folks. When I get Joust on the bench, especially if it's something where there was no battery or, there was nothing in the memory to begin with, it gives me a good starting point on here as well, a known good image with the configurations that are pretty typical. So anyway, you can see she's right into track mode, so everything's going good. I will start by going into diagnostics here. So all ROM's good. Again, this how that test runs, it goes out, it reads all the EEPROM, calculates the checksums, and compares them with values stored on one of the ROMs. No RAM errors. Now it's going to test the CMOS, no CMOS errors, and we'll loop through the sounds, 1 through 6, I believe. Let's turn that volume little bit. And switch tests. So again, I've got my little PlayStation controller here on the bench so I can do move left, move right. I got flap here with the R1 button. I've got some of the diagnostics, auto up. We've got coin here, which is select. And then the start is player 1 start. And then I think I have a player 2 left. When you're going in the settings menu, you have to use the player 2 joystick to affect the yes or no type settings and that. So I did emulate that as well here. Again, I have the ability to remap all of these controls to whatever game I want, and I have a file saved, and I just load the file for whatever board is on my bench, and I've got the controls mapped. So we'll go through this is the color RAM, so there's 3 intensities for red here. There's 3 digital outputs, and then 3 intensities for green. Again, 3 digital outputs, and then blue has 2, so you get a total of 8 outputs on for color intensity. And then we go into grid lines. This is where you would set convergence on your CRT or monitor. It's solid red, green, and blue screens. And then we'll go into color bars, bookkeeping data. Again, this was loaded with that image from the customer at some point, so it's got a lot of data here. Normally these are zeroed out, but I think I've mentioned in other videos, this was primarily here for the operators on location. When they would go into take the money out of the game, they could pull up the screen with a little hidden button inside the lower coin vault and make sure the numbers matched, right? How many coins were put in matches what they took out, and they could reset this and things like that. So, and then the last screen here in the diagnostics menu is for your game adjustments or configurations. You can reset factory settings. You can clear the high scores. You can enable free play or pricing. You can put a track message, things like that. So you can see them through here. And then back to a track mode, and you can see the number 1 position there is Lon with 999999. It's incredible. I don't know if you guys, there's videos of him out there playing. He's just incredible. He's the Joust master without a doubt. So take a look, do a search for Lonnie McDonald, Lon, the Joust master. I'm sure you'll pull up some videos. So let's drop in here. Whoops, I dropped back into diagnostics. Let me get back out of this real quick, and then we'll do a little gameplay. Coin her up. It's on free play. Hopefully the volume's okay. Looks like it is. I'll turn it up a little bit more. Oh, got me right away. Oh, that was close. I am not the Joust master, for the record. I'm much better at repairing these boards than I am at playing them, as you can tell. So anyway, this board's all wrapped up. It did get, it's already had 48 hours at least on the bench runtime, so I'm confident everything's pretty solid here. And I'm going to get this put in some pink anti-static bags and coming back to the customer. So thanks for watching the video. Appreciate it.